Princess Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. I'm really, really sorry about that. But I had to take that call. You see, it was my son, and he's in Michigan by himself. And I'm down here in Florida. It's a big problem for me because, you see, I'm a smother. Yes, a smothering mother. Do you all have one? And it means that I'm a big worrier, too. And not just a run-of-the-mill worrier. No, I come from a long line of Jewish smothers. They specialize in worrying. When you're little, they worry that if you go out without your hat, you'll catch a cold. They worry if you don't eat, that you'll waste away. Look how well that worked out for me. When you're a teenager, they worry you might not bring home a nice Jewish boy. Oy! And don't forget worry's big sister, guilt. In addition to the worry, there's the guilt they give you for making them worry. Here's a typical conversation between me and my mother. Oh, you were supposed to call me at 8. I was so worried. Mom, it's 8:04. 4 minutes of hell. Besides, you know I keep the clock 5 minutes ahead, so it was 9 minutes. 9 minutes of torture you put your poor mother through. And you know you don't sound well. Did you go outside without your hat? I used to get all annoyed at my mother for worrying about me. But how can I get annoyed with her when I have become her? I can't tell you how many times I've asked my children if they remember their phone or their key. How many times I've stayed up late worrying about them because they were out on a date, or just breathing funny because they had a cold. How many of you parents have ever walked into your kids' rooms late at night just to make sure their little chests were going up and down, up and down? You see, I am not crazy. But the thing is, I thought once they were grown and living by themselves, that I would be free. That I could bask in the knowledge that I had raised a full-grown human being. How could I have been so stupid? No one tells you that it gets harder when they move away. At least when they live at home, you can see they're safe in their beds, even if they got in at 3 a.m. But when they live across the country, you have no idea where they are. My son went to a concert late at night by himself in Detroit. I practically had a heart attack waiting for him to call me when he got to his car after the concert. And when he finally did call me, do you think I answered with a hello like a normal human being? No, it went more like this. Are you okay? I was so worried. Mom, I texted you 15 minutes ago when I was walking out of the concert. 15 minutes of torture. You're in Detroit by yourself. I'm sure he thinks I'm crazy, but at least he knows I love him, right? But that wasn't the worst thing. The worst thing was when he moved away initially and drove all the way from Florida to Virginia by himself. But I was his virtual co-pilot. This phone, this is my best friend. It allows me to keep in touch with him, make sure he's okay. You know, stalk him a little bit. Don't judge me. But this phone can be my worst enemy. Because what do you think happens when he doesn't pick up the phone? Wild-eyed panic, tearing out the little hair I have left. You don't want to be around me at those times. Just ask my boyfriend. It's not pleasant. But I don't know how else to be. I mean, how can I not worry about my son, who's 3,000 miles away, shopping for used furniture on Craigslist, by himself? The visions of crazy people laying in wait behind the secondhand sofas is just horrifying. And how about when he goes apartment hunting in places with names I can't even spell, like Ypsilanti? Can anybody guess how to spell Ypsilanti? It starts YPS. Really? What happens if he gets in trouble in Ypsilanti and has to call the cops? And they can't come and save him because they can't figure out how to spell it and put it into Google Maps. Do you see what I'm going through? It's not like he can even ask his roommate for help because he doesn't have a roommate. Remember what I said? He lives by himself. I don't know what to do. Well, all I can say is thank God for social media on my trusty phone. Because at least sometimes I can get a warm and fuzzy that he's okay by seeing he recently posted something on Facebook. But I still think we're behind the times. Why can't we put tracking chips into our children? We put them into our pets. Why not into our kids? Yes, he's technically an adult, but he's still my kid. And he's in Michigan by himself. Oh well. I still have 2 more at home to distract me. So tonight I will sneak into their bedrooms and watch their not-so-little chests going up and down, and be happy they're safe in their beds. And I'll call Alex and get a little warm and fuzzy that he's home at 10 o'clock at night. And then maybe I'll get some sleep. Who am I kidding? I'm going to Google some cheap flights to Detroit so I can go stalk him in person. And I'm sure after I'm there smothering him for a week, when I'm on my flight back to Florida, Alex will be very happy that he lives by himself.